I, Mukhomadeev Marat Afisovich, born in October 6, 2001. I give my full consent to the videotaping. I was born in Ufa. Until I was 12-13 years old, I lived with my mother and father. Then I moved back home on my own and rented a flat. I worked an unofficial part-time jobs until I was 14-15 years old. Then I went to a railway transport technical school, studied to be a railway engineer and worked part-time as a hairdresser. Then I got involved with drugs. When I was 19, I went to jail. How did I get out of jail? The Ministry of Defense came, some general. I can't say exactly who that was. And they offered a deal that the salary would be 200,000 and I wouldn't have to shoot. Just dig, keep defense at positions which I've built. And that's it. If someone has a license, they'll be a driver. Ride Ural trucks, deliver groceries. Well, that's what I signed up for. We signed the contract and were taken to Rostov by plane. We signed the contract, they gave us cards, badges, and that's it. They started to teach us all this engineering, training and shooting. And after 2.5 weeks, they threw us in the Zaporizhzhia direction, where we stood 8 kilometers from the front line. They said, here is your position, build, make Shanghai here, so that you could not be seen. So they made us dig trenches. Everything as it should be according to the regulations. We were building, and since we were getting salaries, I started drinking. The last few months I have been drinking all the time, and eventually I disappeared from the position completely for 24 hours. So I was recorded as 500, so I had to leave my position, and there were 10 of us like me out of 98. And we were redirected to the North ZPMC to fight like cannon fodder at the front line as a punishment. It's because I'm a drug addict, but there were no drugs. If there were drugs, I would just sit in a dugout and use them. So 10 of us were taken away for alcohol and other things. We were held by the military police in the basement for 24 hours, and that was it. We were just taken somewhere unknown. We had absolutely no idea where we were. And when we arrived, we were told that you are 100 kilometers from Luhansk, which is already Russian soil. That's it, now you will begin your training, you are now in the PMC, welcome. We started harsh training, especially for endurance, worked hard, slept 2-3 hours a day, just like the Wagnerites. Then we had our first task, and we all failed it. It turned out that we had to go to Klishchiivka and take the church, which is the middle of it. And so we were first brought to Bakhmut. All the higher-ups from the Ministry of Defense explained the task to our commanders, and we were sent there right away. We walked 7 kilometers to the village of Klishchiivka along the road. We walked in columns of 2 people with about 15-20 meters between us, and they said that our task was to take it. We didn't make it there. Grenade launchers and machine gunners started to work on us. Almost all of us were lost. The bodies of those who went with me are still there. There were 55 of us in a platoon. I don't know whether there is anyone left at all. If there were any wounded or all just dead, I don't know. I spent a week alone in the basement with 2 corpses. I was afraid to come out because there was shelling, drones, and also I myself was wounded very badly. I could not move at all. There was no food, nothing, there was only water. And the week passed like that until Ukrainian soldiers came down to my place, and I immediately surrendered, so that my younger brother could get a job in the police, and so that I have no criminal record and could get a job. We talk with him on the phone, and that's my dream. But the fact that you have a close relative who has a criminal record, it immediately means he has no chance. That's his choice. When I was a kid, I also wanted to be a policeman and wanted to be in the military too. But I became a convict, a drug addict. Like I told you, I had an opportunity to live initially with Wagnerites. They told us straight away that it will be meat, blood and guts, meaning that we would have to be assaulting and fighting at the hotspots, while these guys told us that we could wander around digging and staying at the positions. When we were sent to Klishchiivka, we were told, you can't take a step back. A step back is worse than being gay in prison, and so you'd be shot. The mobilized guys were standing behind us, already prepared from the very beginning in the village, in the cellars and in in houses, and if they saw that we were surrendering and going back, they could easily kill us. We are like cannon fodder, like meat for slaughter, that's all. At first it was negative, but later all these blatant people got over it. They said it was everyone's choice. 184 people left with Wagnerites the first time, then 10 more. And then it was 98 of us who went with the Ministry of Defense. Now I don't know how many there are. Some were in the artillery, some were assaulting the whole time, and some were mostly digging, like me. 180 people, it's a lot. I think, frankly speaking, if no one helps Russia with supplies and other things, then it will run out of shells, weapons and things like that very quickly. I was severely intimidated there. Right now, no one uses force towards me. I am even provided with treatment. The last time when I was in North Z with my men, there was one guy who they brought from the front. He wanted to kill his commander. At night, they woke everyone up, put them in the middle of the field, threw him out and said, "Here's your target, here's a box, put him there and then on the anti-personnel mine." And they did it. Same with the second one who wanted to escape. They dismembered him completely, put him in a box and put him on an anti-personnel mine. That is why everyone is afraid of the convicts, because they are convicts. The mobilized guys lived in their own positions in the Zaporizhia direction. They stood behind us and two armies in front. There was no way to get in because of the minefields. They had no contact with us at all. They were just scared. Especially when there were convicts there who were drinking, they were very afraid. And there were only convicts there, only convicts. There are no mobilized, no contract soldiers. The instructors are all ex-Wagnerites. And they train you because they give out this program all through themselves. If you don't do anything wrong, then everything should be good. If you do, you could even have your hands cut off. If you did something wrong there, for example, a fragment hit your partner during the drill, then you could get hit by a stick up your arse many times. The three of us came out of the basement. The first two I came out with were killed right away. I had a grenade in my hand. I was flipped 360 degrees, my grenade fell out of my hand at that moment. I was completely blown through and hit. So I did not reach the basement, but the grenade had exploded already there. I saw the Ukrainian military for the first time in my life yesterday, because when we were advancing, I didn't even see a single one there.